Hi guys, welcome back to this channel today. My name is Sophia Gold. If you're new here, you're highly welcome. Please do well to hit on the subscribe button and the notification bell as well to get notified whenever a new video is being posted. On today's tutorial video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I made this hip and butt pad. If this is something you're interested in, keep on watching and let's dive into the video. Thank you. So we'll be using this to cut out our patterns, our hip and butt area. So, and this is the form I'll be using for my hip and butt as well. So the first thing I did was to insert my hip measurements, and my hip measurement is 9, though it can be 8 depending on the height of the person you're making it for. So I inserted my hip line, and this is my full length for the lining, for the hip, for the lining, sorry. Then I'll be inserting my waist measurement, my hip measurement, and then and mind you, while inserting this measurement, make sure you insert your accurate measurement on it. You don't need to add any additional inches while making this, while cutting out your foam for your hip and butt. You don't need additional inches to it. But while making your lining, while cutting out your lining, you need to add 1 inch or 2 inches for the sewing allowance. Then while on your main fabric, you need to add, if your hip is 38, you make it 39, at your hip area, so that your hip and butt will be able to sit properly there. So after that, I'll be dividing this into two, one for my hip part and one for my butt area. So that is it. From my hip part, I'll come in by 5 inches, yes, or 4.5, depending on how you want it. Then secondly, if you want a well pronounced hip and butt, you can add layers to this. You can add layers to your hip and butt arena, depending on how visible you want it to be, how noticed you want it to be. So what I'll be doing next now is to come down at my waist point by 1.5 inch, which is 1.5. I'll be coming down by 1.5 and slant it like this, because that will be facing my front area, the center part of my body, that's my front. So cutting out that 1.5 inch helps it to sit properly. It won't be, it will just sit properly, it won't be that somehow or noticed. Yeah, it won't be noticed that you padded something. So this is the down part. This is how I just slant it. I have to slant it up to the waist, up to the hip line. That's the hip point I inserted earlier. So after cutting this part out, I'll go over to my hip, to my butt side, and remember, always mark it up and down so you won't make a mistake after while sewing it. Always remember to mark it up and down. So this is my hip area, my butt area. So to get your butt area, you can divide your hip into 4. Divide your hip into 4, it gives you your butt, it gives you the exact measurement of your butt. It can be 12, it can be 10, it can be 13, it can be divide. Just divide your hip into 4. Whatever you get is your butt. It's your bum bum. Yeah, chicken bum bum. So I went up there by 3 inches. That's down part, because I want my hip to be, my butt to be curvy, to have this, to look more original. Though you can as well make it circle, well circle. Depends. It's sharp. Depends on how you want it. But this is how I want my own, and I think this pattern is quite lovely. So you can try it out like this. Just try it out like this. It's very, very easy and well understandable. So after cutting it out like this, I'll go ahead and cut it on my foam. I'll be cutting two parts each. That's the two hips and two butt area, because we're going to be having the left and the right sides. So this is my foam. I'll just cut it just the way you see me doing. And after cutting this like this, I'll have to cut this foam is 1 inch. Normally I'm supposed to use half, but I couldn't get half that day. So look at what I did. I have to trim the excess at the on the foam to make sure it flattens it. So this is the result after cutting it, and as you can see, I still placed it down and upward. So this is um my wording. I'll use the rough edge on that is the shiny part on the foam, and see how I did it. This is like the easiest pattern so far. I sprinkled water on it before ironing, so this water helps it to it flattens it very well. You won't have to start stitching the edge part for it to be more flat, or start cutting out excesses again. While when you sprinkle water on it, it flattens it. It's very, very easy and nice. So this is the other part. I'll just sprinkle water all through and iron it. After doing that, I'll cut out the excess part of the breast pad, or wadding. It depends on what you call it. So you can as well use gum stir for this, but it depends on your preference. Depends on what you can access at the moment. But I think this is kind of the best for me. Yeah. And see how flat it is. Came out very, I don't need to start running stitches to bring it down anymore. It just flat. The next thing I'll be doing is to join it like this. I'll go to my machine and sew it. See how I placed it. The down part, one facing up and one facing down. That's the hip part. Because if you should make them, the both of them facing up, you might end up having two right sides or two left sides. So this is how it came out after sewing. I had to iron it using my breast ball as well, so it will be more pronounced, like well shaped. So this is my lining. Remember I said while cutting the lining, you add additional allowance to it. So after sewing it, you open it up like this and flatten the sewed area, because that's where you'll be attaching your hip and butt. You'll be attaching it. You open it up like this and sew at the middle part, just like this. You just take it to your machine and come down by 1.5 inches at the waist point. You don't need to start at that tip to sew. No, if you start there, that's your butt will directly sit from your stomach. So you need to come down by 1.5 inch, and after sewing it at the center part, you sew it at the round part as well, just like this, just the way you're seeing it. And why sewing, make sure you leave 2 inches allowance at this lining part, so it won't have to affect your zip. So this is the outcome of the dress. After sewing, I attached it to the material, to the main body. So this is how it came out. You won't even notice that it's padded hip and butt. It's just nice, sitting properly on my clients. In fact, it looks amazing. So I would advise you to try this pattern. It's very, very easy. Very easy. So if you have any question, you can keep it down the comment section below, and I'll attend to it whenever I'm chanced. So please, if you find this video helpful, don't forget to share, subscribe, and click on the notification bell to get notified whenever it's being posted. Okay, thank you guys. I love you. Bye.